Hello and welcome to another Royal Reviewer live pop-up chat, and I am trying some different lighting. Let me just first of all see if it makes a difference with the light off as to being on. Right, no, I think on. There we go. Okay. Right, we have a slew of royal stories which I want to be talking about, and I do hope the notifications are going out. So I'm just going to check on that now just to make sure. Hello and welcome. I hope you've all had a really great day. Now, today, like I say, I've got how many? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 7 stories, so I could not fit everything into the title of this video. So one of the main stories is there have been sightings of a third new fence. Well, not a third new fence, but a third fence wrapping around the grounds of Frogmore Cottage. So we'll be looking at that. And also, it has been revealed that Catherine, the Duchess of Cambridge, has done a secret stint, or rather a, I would describe it more as kind of low-key, although it was secret until it was revealed. So you can kind of say secret, you can kind of say low-key in this situation, but she has done a secret or low-key stint in a maternity hospital. So we're going to be talking about that. There are also stories about Prince William and lots of other things going on as well. So hello and welcome. There we go. Right, I'm just going to pop the live chat into live chat mode rather than top chat, and let's start, I think, with... Where's my story gone? Right. I did open a window and it seems like it's kind of closed itself down. Okay, let's start with Harry and Meghan with the fence. So, I'm going to post a link. And again, you can choose to open it or not. I am not endorsing anything. I am not being hashtag non-sponsored. But if you want to look at the photographs of this fence, you can take a look, or you can just listen to me talking about it. Whichever you choose is fine with me. Let me just find the link. Right. So, the headline of this reads, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Right, why are we still saying Markle in the interviews? I have no idea. In the articles. Ugh. Anyway, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle install third fence at their Frogmore Cottage home as £12,000 hand-woven hazel barrier is put up following security concerns. So, there's a few things wrong with this headline straight away. Well, first of all, they haven't installed a third fence. It's actually their second, because the first one, which is I think it was an iron fence, or it's some kind of metal fencing with proper railings, was already there. So that was already there when they first moved in. When they took on the property, that fence was all the way around. Then I do believe they had a kind of like a wooded, oh no, it was the original wood fence. So there was an original wood fence. Now I'm not sure if they had the original wood fence installed, because I'm looking at a picture at it now and it looks fairly new. So I'm thinking maybe they had a kind of slatted wooden fence fitted within the parameters of the original metal fence. Oh my god, it's right. Why are we talking about fences? I can't believe it's come to the fact that we are talking about fences. Why are fences an issue? I have no idea. Do I even need glasses? I don't know. But yes, why are we even talking about fences? I can't believe I'm just finding myself talking about fences. Anyway, so the original wood fence, I believe, is one that they probably had installed because it looks fairly new. Then we get to the new fence, which they've definitely had installed, which kind of wraps a bit closer within the boundary of the original wood fence. Are you confused? Well, there is a handy diagram picture on the link that I posted. By the way, if you're watching on Catch Up, I will put any links that I post in the description box. So yes, they've had a fence, and it's a hazel fence, and more like a screen. It's kind of like one of those sectional panel fences that you can kind of join together. But yes, there we go. Now, I'm not entirely sure why they've had a fence within a fence within a fence. I'm imagining security. I mean, certainly, if an intruder was to get over the original fence, they've then got to make it over the original wood fence, and then they've got to make it over the new hazel fence. So within that time, the security could probably apprehend somebody, and I'm thinking that's probably more the thought behind it, rather than a privacy screen, because there is already a big hedgerow in front of the cottage, which I'm sure they probably planted new shrubs and bushes and trees anyway to kind of reinforce that. But I'm thinking it's more a security measure, because, like I say, someone's actually got to get over 3 different fences. In which time it would take to do that, they would probably be apprehended. So I'm thinking probably it's more security than privacy. Um, but yes, the new fence has definitely been installed, and there isn't really much else I can say. It's a fence. I mean, I'm not quite sure what else I can say about the fence. But anyway, yes, that is the fence. Although I can give you from the article a little bit of history about Frogmore Cottage itself. So I think I made comments about this roughly at the time when they moved in, but it is a 17th century manor which has been a royal residence since 1792. And of course, the Frogmore, that's Frogmore House. And of course, Frogmore House is where they had their evening reception when they got married in 2018 in May. The house itself, so the Frogmore House, was built in 1680 to round about 1684 by Charles II's architect Hugh May on the estates of the Great and Little Frogmore, which were bought by Henry VIII in the 16th century and let to various tenants. The lease eventually passed through many hands until 1792, when Queen Charlotte, wife of George III, purchased it to use the house as a country retreat for her and her daughters. It later passed to the Duchess of Kent, the Queen Victoria's mother, who was laid to rest in a mausoleum within the grounds. So there we go. That's kind of the history, a brief history, a brief snapshot of Frogmore. Let's see what people are saying about all these fences. Ooh, I can make the joke. You can make the joke that I'm on the fence today. There you go. Ba-boom. I've written the joke for you. There you go. We'll actually read one, actually. There you go. You can officially say I'm sat on the fence. Yes, I know some of you say it anyway. I've seen the Twitters. But yes, there we go. Officially on the fence. Nancy Cooksey says, which tiara are you wearing today? I am wearing the Cambridge Lovers Knot today. The one that Diana made famous, and of course Catherine wears now to many of the state banquets or state occasions. Barbara Murphy says, great move, Harry and Meghan installing the extra fence. Oh, by the way, yes, happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody, wherever you are. And please, even if you are not in America and you are not celebrating Thanksgiving, just think it's an opportunity to think of one thing that you can be thankful for in your life. And I'm sure no matter what your life is, there must be one thing that you can be thankful for. So just challenge yourself to think of one thing that you can be thankful for. Susan is from St. Catherine's in the heart of Nigeria. Oh no, sorry, Niagara. I can't read today. The light is blinding me in the eyes. Mary says, who's keeping track of how many fences? Aren't there more important things going on? Yes, that's the whole point. It's a fence. My goodness. Barbie says, I missed the Patreon chat too early here on the West Coast. I'm sorry, I'm still trying to set a good time, but happy to catch you live whilst making Thanksgiving dinner. Hooray and gobble gobble. Gobble 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 indeed. Miriam says they don't want to accept that she's the Duchess of Sussex. The Sussexes are right not to play their game. I think you're talking about the media. Helen Growl says, silly season, away again, nothing else to write about. Indeed, indeed. Kelly, we are going to be talking about lots of royals. Queen Elizabeth the Adorable says, hippity hoppity hello. Hippity hoppity to you too, your majesty. Elise says, fence is not very high to keep anyone out. Maybe just to show boundary lines of the property. What, 3? 3 boundaries? No, I think it's definitely some kind of measure. It's either screening, extra screening, or it's security, or maybe to keep their dog from coming out from under the bushes. I don't know. I mean, it could be any number of things, I suppose. Maria says, honestly, who cares what they put up? At some point, there are some topics that are such BS. Waste of airtime. Let's talk about other juicy things. Well, Miss Juicy Thang, we will have lots to talk about. Marie says the new fence looks older than the original fence and doesn't look very sturdy. It's those hurdle things that you kind of that come together in sections and you kind of knock them together. Matilde says, saw the pictures of the fences. Why? To keep cameras from PAPs publishing pictures. Maybe. That could be another reason. Although the PAP shouldn't be there anyway. Kind of. Right, I'm going to scoot all the way down to the bottom. Do you have any information on Pippa? No. Not terribly. Maria Blanche says, like the fence joke. There we go. Right, I'm now going to move on to another story. So, I'm going to talk about, which I haven't seen yet. So, Virginia Roberts with Prince Andrew. Yes, this is still ongoing. Now, Virginia Roberts has done, and it's in quotes, an explosive panorama interview about Prince Andrew. Now, she is quoted as saying, I know what happened. Only he knows what happened. I know what happened. Only one of us is telling the truth. So that's a quote that's come out of this panorama interview. Now, I don't believe it's actually been broadcast yet. It will air on Monday. And I think it's been extended from its original runtime. So I think it's an hour-long special, which airs on BBC One on Monday and was recorded before Prince Andrew's Newsnight interview. So, I'm not going to comment any more on it at this point, other than to say that it's happened, it's going to be aired on Monday, and of course I will comment on it once I have seen it. So, I'm not going to comment any more on that one until I have actually seen it with my own 2 eyes, which I think is probably a good idea. The next story that I'm going to talk about is that Prince William, and here we go again, Kate Middleton, why are we using the maiden names? I don't know, will throw open part of their Kensington Palace home for children to learn about the royal family in a new education centre. Well, first of all, I have a little problem other than the use of Middleton with the headline, and that is that they are not throwing open part of their Kensington Palace home for children to learn about the royal family in a new education centre, because they do not live in an education centre. The education centre is going to be built onto the orangery, and there's lots of talk about the orangery, so I'll go into that in a moment. But no, they are not letting people into their home. Kensington Palace has state apartments which are open to the public year round. This is not anything new that William and Catherine are doing, inviting people into their apartment. They are not doing that. They are using the grounds as normal for part of their work. So William and Catherine are behind it, but it is not. The article makes it sound like they're going to invite them into their actual apartment. They are not. It's an education centre which is going to be built onto the orangery, and there's going to be a new garden which connects the orangery to the main part of the palace. Now, some of you might be saying, well, wasn't there going to be offices built under the orangery? Yes, and those plans are still going ahead. So I spoke about this, it must be about 2 years ago? It's got to be 2 years ago. There were talks about this sort of multi-storey basement extension under the orangery that was going to be used for offices. Now, it's taken this long to get through planning. So the planning application stage has taken 2 years. They had something in the region of 18 objections, mainly focusing on that in the Kensington area, basement extensions are usually restricted or not allowed. That is because the council says, Kensington Council says that that's because of all the other properties are in kind of built up areas. So that's why that rule was in place. That rule does not apply to Kensington Palace. It's not built up around it immediately. So the basement extension application has now been passed. I have no idea when this work is going to start, commence, finish. I have no idea of timescales, but that is going to complete at some point. In addition to that, we also have this new education centre, which is going to be used to educate children to learn about the royal family in this education centre. So there we have it. It's going to build an education centre at the Kensington Palace, where a 2-floor extension to the orangery will allow enough space for a lunch, an afternoon tea restaurant, catering facilities, and an outdoor terrace. A royal source said, now I do believe that this is probably an accurate source. Why would you make one up about an education centre? Anyway, education is a very important thing, and they want to be able to teach younger children about the monarchy. William and Kate are very much the idle royals, and having the new centre here will be the perfect backdrop for students to learn. They are trying to give out a positive message through this project. They are widely appreciated in society. And a historic royal palace's spokesman said, "Our exciting new plans for the Kensington Palace Orangery Learning Centre provide us with a light and spacious purpose-built education facility designed to meet the needs of our school and community groups. It will also house new catering and toilet facilities for the popular Orangery restaurant, alongside offices to support our events team who regularly work in the building. As part of this project, we are undertaking vital conservation work, which we hope will shed new light on the building's fascinating past, as well as creating a new garden linking the orangery to the palace for visitors and park users alike to enjoy." So there we have it. There is going to be a new and upcoming project, and I want to see what people are saying all about that. Yes, I do believe the centre will be open, but I think it's mainly year-round, but I think it's mainly focused on children at the moment. Queen Elizabeth said, "Gobble, gobble, got to get those turkeys in our tummies." I hope, Your Majesty, that you are also enjoying a turkey. Oh, Teresa, I have no idea why that's not working, but I'll take a look and see if any settings have altered. What's very disrespectful to Duchess Catherine? I feel, after all, I must have missed something. Missy Fleetwood said, "An offence is more important than the engagements William and Catherine have been doing, or Prince Charles's tour." Well, I can't report on Prince Charles's tour because YouTube kept blocking it, because it's all to do with New Zealand, and YouTube has still got blocks and things on New Zealand because of what happened in Christchurch. So every time you mention something New Zealand in a title or whatever, anything to do with that, YouTube doesn't play fair. So I ended up working for 2 hours and got 7 cents. So I'm not doing anything on New Zealand. And in terms of all the other things, we're talking about them now. And I wanted to get that silly, ridiculous fence thing out of the way. Sonia says, "The Queen does not need this Prince Andrew headache." No, she most certainly does not. Queen Elizabeth says, "Oh, I wink at you." Wink, wink. Yes, if you've just joined, happy Thanksgiving. I'm just kind of scanning up to see if I've missed any really, really good comments. No, that's fine. Glenda says, "The only thing I've heard is that Andrew is no longer going to receive payments from the Privy Purse." At least that's what they're saying here in America. We don't know entirely. I think at the moment his offices are still being funded, because we don't know kind of what's happening. In a way, it would be more cost effective to keep them going, keep them ticking over, rather than completely getting rid of people, paying out redundancies, closing it all down, and then having to rehire people and actually lose all the skills that you've got in your staff. So I think that at the moment they're being kept open, in case, obviously, for once there is some kind of resolve, he may come back into public life, depending on what that resolve is. Of course, if there is no resolve, if something doesn't go his way, then eventually this could lead to a permanent early retirement, if you like, from the royal family. So we'll have to just wait and see what happens there. Jenna P, thank you. She's donated $1.99, so I'm going to give you a broken golden fan flap. So thank you so much. Mwah, to you. Caleb Ben 26 says the Paps will be hounding them to follow Harry and Meghan. All they need is privacy and family time. Why am I working on a Thanksgiving? Because in the UK we don't celebrate Thanksgiving. But I do think wherever you are in the world, it's good to find one thing to be thankful for on Thanksgiving. Right, I'm going to go on to the next story now. So I've done that one. Here we go, the next one. So the next one was Prince William, who attended Princess Diana's Legacy Awards on Tuesday. And I am going to provide a link to this one because there's photos. And of course, I couldn't use the photos because they are Press Association and other photographers' photographs. So those of you asking, why haven't I covered this? Why haven't I covered that? Well, I've been trying to stick to the rules, my loves. No copyright infringements. So there we have it. You can open those photographs if you wish. It's entirely up to you. Or you can just listen to me talking about it. Anyway, the headline is Duke's Hidden Talent. Prince William leaves a Tanzanian boy gobsmacked by speaking to him confidently in Swahili in a truly special moment at the Princess Diana Legacy Awards. So William met winners of the Princess Diana Legacy Awards, and he spoke with Eric Venant, 20 and 25, from Tanzania during the reception. Now, Eric later said that he was left gobsmacked because William actually spoke to him in Swahili. So there we have it. William does have a little hidden talent that I didn't know about, and probably you didn't know about either. So he had actually learnt some Swahili, and Tessie Ojo, the CEO of the Diana Award, said it wasn't just one sentence, it was special. So I don't know entirely what he said, unless there was a direct quote, which I didn't see before. But there we go. It was not something that he just learned, read out of a book, just learnt a phrase. It was an actual, seems like pretty much a conversation in Swahili. So there you go. And I have to say, when you see William, if you're looking at these kinds of photographs, actually these photographs were actually taken by Kensington Palace, so I can use those ones. I might stick them in something. But the ones that I saw of the event were pretty much Press Association stuff, and you can't use Press Association things on YouTube because of copyright. When you see William at these sorts of engagements, he really does glow. I mean, I've noticed probably over the past 6 months, I think he really is growing into his role. We've heard a lot more about Charles taking on a lot more duties from the Queen, and also involving William. And I think that that is kind of showing. I think it's filtering down. I think it's showing in the way that he conducts himself in engagements, and how he's kind of just, I don't know, I think he's got a certain glow, a certain presence about him that I think he's always had, but it's just kind of got a bit more polished. I think it's a lot more polished than what it was, and I think he is coming into his own. H. London says, just looked at the pictures of William, my goodness, as he grows older, he looks even more like Diana. It's quite something to experience. He is looking more distinguished. He's growing into his own person, and I think more importantly, he is growing into his destiny. And that's what I think we're seeing. I can certainly see it over the last 6 months. Another instance where I definitely 100% saw it was when I thought that he had completely outdone Catherine in the fashion stakes. Remember when he was wearing that green tunic? And I've no idea. Did we ever actually work out what that was called? Everyone was calling it different names. But anyway, the outfit where he was wearing that emerald green and Catherine was wearing the beautiful emerald green as well. And I thought he just looked, I don't know, he just looked like he'd arrived. He looked like, finally, he looked like the person that was going to be king. And I just think he's giving off that kind of aura. Nancy says, I love Wills. Yes, indeed. He gets that polished glow from his mother. Queen Elizabeth says, some people said I'm always spying on Harry and Meghan. What's up with people nowadays coming up with such ridiculous and impertinent stories? I have no idea. Queen Elizabeth. Right. Now, I'm going to move on because we've still got more story. Oh, I'll read Devette's comment first. Prince William understands his role and Prince Harry understands that he doesn't have to walk down the same path as his brother. Yes, most definitely. Right, I'm going to move on to the next story. So, I've done that one. So, I made a video today about Harry and Meghan. They posted on their Instagram account a Happy Thanksgiving message and they included a little maple leaf. And lots of people are saying that this indicates that they may be hinting that they are in Canada. But since making that video, I've also had people say that if you type in Thanksgiving into any kind of phone text or whatever, you actually get a list of emojis. I think you get the turkey emoji. I think you get the maple leaf. And you possibly get something else as well, which I've forgotten what it was. So, could it be that it was just an emoji that came up when you type in Thanksgiving? Or could it be an indication that they are potentially in Canada? Could it be something that they are doing to maybe throw people off the scent about where they are? Or rather, throw the press off the scent? At the moment, I don't think we know. So let me know what you think. Do you think they're in Canada? Do you think it was just something when you type in Thanksgiving, it came up and they pressed it? Although, I don't know. I think if I was doing Thanksgiving and I was typing something, if I had a selection from a leaf, a turkey, and some other things, I think I probably would have gone with the turkey if I was going to express that it was Thanksgiving. So, I don't know. That's the simple answer. I don't actually know what it was. So let me know what you think. Rin Wesley says, I think the maple leaf is just an indication of fall. Maybe. Eagle says, who am I? What am I talking about? Why am I here? Can you do that? Well, I know what I can do. Hang on. Keep still, Igor. Hang on. I can remove you. There we go. And I can hide you from the channel, which I've just done. So there we go. Thank you for being a troll. Queen Elizabeth the Adorable says, one is always looking like one is dressed up for springtime. Well, that's your hats, my love. That's your gorgeous hats. William Wesley says, a turkey on a royal account would be rather funny. Well, if it's for Thanksgiving, it would be fine. Helen Grell says they could be at home. Yes, they indeed, they could just be at home. Sharon Wolf says, okay, I'm off, not the chat I wanted or needed. Not one word about all engagements from William and Catherine last week, and nothing about child bereavement and air ambulance joining forces. Well, I've not finished yet. But anyway, Southern Lady says the maple leaf represents fall. Nancy Cooksey says, where are you from? Miriam Howard in the US state of Michigan. And Bad says, why did everyone overlook Charles as king? They keep saying William and Charles is already gone, Charles is well and alive, Charles will be king before William. I have no idea. I think Charles will be a fantastic king. I think he'll go down in history as something like Charles the Conscientious because of his green credentials and his passions, which have been pouring out of him since the 70s. And of course, he's been proven to be all right, completely right, with his organic farming, his concern about plastics, everything that that he stood for over since the 70s, since his, the start of his working life within the royal family, has all been proved true and correct and accurate. And I think he will be a truly conscientious king, and I think Camilla will be a really amazing rock of a queen. I think she's almost like Charles's anchor. She's a solid, robust anchor. And also, I think behind the scenes, she's a lot of fun. You can tell from the engagements that she does that she's got a really good sense of humour. And you can imagine her. I'm going to get a little head. You can imagine her at home with a cigarette in the evening, kicking back with a gin. Yes. I mean, don't smoke. People don't smoke. I don't even know if Camilla smokes. But you can just imagine her, being very laid back, just fun. And I would love to have a double dinner date with Charles and Camilla. Wouldn't that be amazing? I would truly, truly, truly love it. Helene says, I love Charles. He's a lovely man. Becky thinks that Charles will make a great king. I think so too. Oh, Sharon thinks Harry and Meghan are still in the UK. Rin says, I think Charles and Camilla will be marvellous heading the monarchy. But let's be honest, his reign will not be as long as Her Majesty's. Well, it would be impossible. So people are looking at William. Of course, I get that entirely. Rin says, yes, I always thought Camilla was a riot to hang out. Oh, she'd be a scream. She'd be a scream, my loves. Thank you for all the lighting comments. I've been trying to get it right. And I've now got a big ring light in front of me. Why have I taken my glass? Because I didn't know if it was too reflective. I can put them back on, but you can see the ring light. See? Looks like I've got two circles in my eyes. Dina says, I'm fairly new to your site and I'm curious if you have met the Queen. No, I haven't. I only saw, you only once saw the Queen Mother driving by when you were in London. Well done. Well done for seeing the Queen Mother. That is a memory that will stay forever. And Sharona thinks, leave the glasses off. Right, I'm going to move on to the next story because, like I said, there were lots and lots and lots of stories today. So I've done the fence. I don't know why that was twice. Right, the Queen is advertising for a new travel chief. Now, the reason why I picked this story is because it's got a negative narrative about Harry and Meghan. So I wanted to kind of just point that out because I do think that things need, showing up when they need showing up. So it just goes to show that the press, and by the way, this is from a publication of which Harry and Meghan are actually taking legal action from. So it just also goes to highlight that I don't really think that these publications that are being sued by Harry and Meghan are actually getting it. I don't think they are taking it seriously. And that's why I've chosen to talk about this story, because I think it shows how serious they are actually taking the charges that are being put against them in the civil case that Harry and Meghan are bringing. So the Queen advertises for new travel chief to make sure Prince Harry and Meghan Markle and other royals use efficient, cost-effective flights after the row over private jets. So there we go. They're turning a really innocent story, just that the Queen is advertising for a new travel chief, which she's had for many, 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 many years, overseeing royal travel and transport. It's just a replacement. It's just a bog standard replacement. I don't know why the previous person left. It could just be natural wastage. But they have linked something that's very, very, very innocent to the summer with the row over the private jets and all the rest of it. So I didn't like the way that they were linking Harry and Meghan's name, the private jet thing, onto something that was just really, really innocent. So I didn't like that. And that's all there is. But I just wanted to point out that this is still going on, even though the threat of legal action, obviously, not the threat, but the actual legal action that's underway at some point, it's not actually deterring them from doing it. And there you go. It is what it is. So I'm going to kind of... Ooh, do we have another troll? Hang on. There we go. Right. Okay. Right, I think I've hidden the troll. There we go. No more troll. Kate says, yes, I agree. When the time comes, Charles will be a fantastic king. Let me just see. Just going down a moment just to find a good comment. Yes, I am wearing one of Princess Diana's former tiaras, yes. Jenna P says, come on, leave the couple alone. This is why you are being sued tabloids. Yes, exactly. So I just thought I would point that out. Why not? H London says, thank you. Yes, and don't forget to like this video. I've covered about 7 stories. Maria says, hello. Say hello to me. Hello to you. Sophia says, glasses make you so sophisticated. Well, maybe if I angle them down, you won't see the glare. I don't know. No, I can't do that. I'll have to sort something further out with the lighting. Anyway, Sharona says, just finished The Crown. 13 years in one season. Well done. I haven't seen all of it yet. I'm trying to space it out so I can make it last longer. So I haven't seen all of them just yet. Carissa says, it is Thanksgiving, people. Would it kill you to try and be kind? I've never understand people who show up just to be hateful. I agree. That goes for press, reporters, and indeed trolls as well. Right, I do believe there was one more story. Yes, I wanted to speak about, obviously, Catherine, who has been on work experience. So, Catherine, the Duchess of Cambridge, has spent 2 days secretly working at Kingston Hospital Maternity Unit in London. So she spent 2 days working there, and this comes after opening the Norfolk Children's Hospice and visiting a Pakistan hospital when she was there. So she's undergone 2 days of intense work experience in a busy London maternity ward. This was revealed in the court circular. So it was secret up until the point where it was revealed. So it is public knowledge now. So the court circular said yesterday, the Duchess of Cambridge completed 2 days with Kingston Hospital Maternity Unit in London. This particular hospital has delivered more than 5,900 babies at its maternity ward in 2018 alone, and also offers assistance with home births alongside a midwife-led unit. Catherine has shown a keen interest in early years development and child mental health in the course of her royal work. As we know, that has been a focus of her work. Although the purpose of the placement is yet to be disclosed, we can obviously reveal that that is where she's done so. Could this be some kind of upcoming project coming up that she's been working on, that she's been trying to get some kind of in-depth, intense knowledge of? Possibly. And also, obviously, having the children that she has, she's no stranger to maternity units, although obviously the ones that she attended, of course, well, the one that she attended was private. But this was a very busy maternity ward. So I am really interested to see what this is going to lead to. You know, what kind of, why has she done this kind of in-depth research? It must be for something. So yeah, I really want to know what it is, and that's all I know about that at this moment. Just what was in the court circular. Jamila says, how come that Prince William could speak Swahili? I have no idea. I didn't know that that was something that he'd learned or picked up. And as I said, it wasn't something, it wasn't just a phrase or something that he could learn out of a book. It was almost like, it seems like it was a decent amount of functional conversational, you know, in Swahili. So yeah, the boy, well, the 25-year-old man left gobsmacked by it, and I don't know why he can do that, but he can. So there we go. We didn't know. Who knew? Marianne says, I cannot wait to hear more about that. Who knows in due course? In due course, I'm sure we will hear a lot more. Right, so that's all my stories done for now. So I am going to bid you all a farewell. Have an amazing day. Enjoy the rest of Thanksgiving if you celebrate Thanksgiving. And if you don't, find something that you can think of to say to yourself that you can be thankful for or of. Right, okay, it's time to say goodbye. So, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media. And also do hit that bell so that you know whenever I upload a new video. Also, please do make sure you are subscribed to the channel. So go ahead, hit subscribe. It's there. It's right there on your screen. Hit it. So from me in Shropshire, mwah, to you all, and goodbye.